Okay, guys, I'm here to give my review of this week's SmackDown, the first SmackDown Live of 2017, the week of January the 3rd, 2017. And spoiler alert, this was a better show than Raw, but then again, it's been the better show almost for the entirety of the brand split. So SmackDown opens with The Miz and Maurice. So you're thinking you're going to get the IC title match, but no, Miz is out here to demand an apology from Renee Young for slapping him 2 weeks ago. But that doesn't happen. Dean Ambrose comes out, Maurice slaps Ambrose, and Ambrose says that his work's done because Maurice hits harder than Miz. That was a nice little line. So then we have SmackDown getting repeat match syndrome as it's Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler. I mean, SmackDown's not immune from the repeat match syndrome, but this is honestly the match Corbin and Ziggler had was honestly the best match Ziggler and Corbin have had. And at least it's not like we're seeing it every week, like Raw is. We haven't seen Ziggler and Corbin since what, last summer really? So it seems like a fresh enough thing. Unlike what they're doing on Raw, because guess what? There's a handicap United States Championship match next week on Raw. Reigns versus Owens and Jericho. Again! But, yeah, good match. Corbin wins the end of the days. He's going to assault Ziggler with a chair, and then Kalisto shows up, which makes sense, since Kalisto has a history of Corbin. But Kalisto turns away Corbin, and then Ziggler hits a super kick on Kalisto and says that he doesn't need Kalisto's help, and he never needed Kalisto's help. Now, I don't necessarily know if this is a heel turn or not, but if it is, at least Dolph Ziggler's Twitter handle is finally up to date. But anyway, Twitter handles, but then you got Ziggler out back here. He goes to the locker room, and Apollo Crews, Rhino, and Mojo Rawley are standing around. And then Apollo asks Ziggler why he attacked Kalisto, which Ziggler says none of Apollo's business. Apollo Crews says that Kalisto is his friend, so that makes it his business. And Ziggler headbutts him, and they get into a fight. So I don't really know if this is a heel turn or not. I guess we'll find out on next week's SmackDown. So, yeah. Interesting opening stuff there. We had Becky Lynch taking on La Luchadora, or Deonna Purrazzo, or whatever. I don't watch NXT every week. I know enough about NXT during the TakeOver shows and the periodic time I watched it, but... so, long story during this match, Becky Lynch wins when La Luchadora does a twin magic, and La Luchadora is doing a Twisted Bliss, which is a dead giveaway to who that La Luchadora is. Becky takes the mask off. Turns out that La Luchadora she beat is Alexa Bliss, and the other La Luchadora and Alexa Bliss beat up on Becky Lynch. So yeah, this kind of is going into Charlotte and Sasha Banks territory, but at least they're adding in these little subtle mind game things to this. So it kind of at least makes it feel a tad bit different than Sasha and Charlotte, who they didn't really do anything like this with. So, yeah, okay, if you want to compare it to Sasha and Sasha, I'm not going to complain about that. But they are adding things to it that at least make it feel different in that. And technically, this would only be the third pay-per-view meeting between... This will only be the second pay-per-view meeting between Becky and Alexa, since if they meet at Royal Rumble, that's only their second pay-per-view match against each other, where Sasha and Sasha, not to mention all the Raw matches they've had basically fought pay-per-view every pay-per-view since the brand split, essentially, in some fashion, minus Survivor Series. So, yeah. So, yeah. Then you get the contract signing between John Cena and AJ Styles, and this was a great segment here. Daniel Bryan is there to bring them to the ring and whatnot, and he mentions how SmackDown beat Raw in the ratings, which got a pop, and maybe Raw should take some notes from SmackDown. about how to actually do this, because SmackDown's less is more philosophy has actually been working for the brand split. Because they have 6 matches on their pay-per-views, but it allows them to give more time to the matches if you have, and ultimately a lot of them are really good. TLC was arguably the best pay-per-view of the entire year of 2016. So AJ sends Bryan away. He says that Cena essentially got this match from his brother-in-law, which was an interesting burn. And all that. AJ cut a really good promo. Cena cut another good promo. Yeah. Like Cena or not, when the guy's motivated, he gives a good promo. And he gave one here, where he said he lost our respect for AJ, and all this. And that he's going to beat AJ at the Royal Rumble, and all that. And then Baron Corbin comes out, announces he's in the Royal Rumble. Okay. He didn't even mention he won the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal, because that hasn't done anything for anybody. It messed up, if anything, it messed up Cesaro's career. And they never bothered to do anything with the Big Show about it, so I really don't care there. But AJ then kicks Cena in the back of the head, and we have Corbin versus Cena next week. So then we had American Alpha beat Breezango in basically a blink and you missed it match. It was to about 25 seconds. They pinned Tyler Breeze with the Grand Amplitude. And then the Wyatts invoked the rematch clause for next week on SmackDown. And as Luke Harper's about to say run after Bray's weird promo that he cuts, Orton says it, and Harper gives him a weird look. So it's clear they're going to go with a slow burn in the Wyatts here. Maybe that comes from something with all 3 of them in the Royal Rumble. Who really knows? Because the way it's shaping up, if we are to assume that, like the previous 6 brand split Rumbles, that it's going to be 15 Raw and 15 SmackDown, Raw's already halfway to their Royal Rumble roster by having 7 competitors in the Royal Rumble to SmackDown's 1. So we had Carmella take on Aaliyah from NXT. I haven't seen Aaliyah in NXT, but I liked what I saw of her in this match. She loses the Code of Silence when James Ellsworth helps Carmella. I don't really know where this is going, if Ellsworth and Carmella, or Carmelsworth or whatever it is, but it's going to be interesting, especially if Ellsworth's in the Royal Rumble. Let's see what they do with that. Because there is some stuff you could do there with Ellsworth in the Royal Rumble. Probably all of it bad, but... So then you had the Nikki Bella calling out Natalya segment. And ironically, this was a good segment too. Natalya, when she's a heel, is at her best. Because all she does as a face is talk about her cat that I think nobody really cares about. I mean, you can like cats, but that doesn't mean you want to hear about her people's cats. And basically, Natalya tells Nikki that beauty fades, and when beauty fades, John Cena will leave her and she'll die alone. And then Nikki forearms Natalya. We have Nikki and Natalya next week. So at least this is not going to be drug out till the Royal Rumble. At least I don't think it will. And then we got the main event of the show. Dean Ambrose versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship. In a good match. Now the only thing is, the finish of this match is weird. Because remember what I said in my Raw review about the finish of the Roman Reigns Chris Jericho match, where the referee was doing something that no normal referee does, because almost everyone in that situation gets disqualified? Well, here, Maurice slaps Ambrose. The referee's is set to disqualify Miz. Ambrose basically bullies the referee or whatever it is into not disqualifying Miz, which Maurice gets ejected. Miz hits Ambrose from behind with the title, but that only gets a 2, and then Ambrose does Dirty Deeds for a 3, and Dean Ambrose wins his 2nd Intercontinental Championship. So this is going to be very interesting. Now you might be trying to move Miz on to something bigger, say the WWE Championship or whatnot, but where's this thing? I mean, are they going to incorporate Maurice and Renee into something here, and you get something like a mixed tag between Dean Ambrose and Renee Young take on Miz and Maurice? You know, it's very interesting. So yeah, the first SmackDown of 2017 ended the same way SmackDown ended 2016. So it started the way SmackDown ended, beating Raw and basically becoming the A show in the process, much like it was in the original brand split. However, instead of the SmackDown 6, we have the SmackDown 4 right now, and we haven't found the other two yet. The SmackDown 4 right now are Miz, Ziggler, Ambrose, and AJ Styles. So, that is my review of this week's SmackDown. I will be up with a Raw review, because I am going to do them for WrestleMania. Whether or not they're any good is a different situation. So, if you like this video, like button down there, subscribe button down there, and thanks for watching. Bye.